Okay, chapter 3 we already covered. All right. Now we go into chapter 4. Revision. Chapter 4, how many questions? 20 something. 20 something also, right? Okay. Right. Now for the first question, asks you about project manager. He asks you personal characteristics. Basically, these eight, at least eight, this one you can read from the Canvas appendix information. Basically, it's all the leadership quality. It's all the leadership qualities, all the moral keyword. So any of these following: honesty, integrity, the three, you remember the three the triangular talent: technology, business, and one is what? Still remember the BMI talent triangular? Huh? Leadership. Knowledge of tech, business sense, business skill, and leadership or power skill. So you elaborate based on these triangular things. So honesty, integrity, communication, planning, team building, decision making abilities, all these. So any from here, yeah. Oh, I haven't uploaded yet. Some of it is not inside our slides. It's inside the appendix, the PM book. The PM book is inside the PM book actually. Okay. So all these leadership, all these things, but you can write any from here lah. Creativity. Okay, number 2, PM usually selected and assigned to a project by who? Who assign? Who appoint? Who appoint? There are only 3 characters. Customer, PM, 4. Customer, PM, functional unit manager, and one more. Who is at the top? Sponsor or stakeholder? Not stakeholder. Stakeholder is too general. You have to mention top management or sponsor. So they are selected by sponsor or project executive. So there are 4 main characters in this module: sponsor, functional unit manager, PM, and customer. Okay. What characteristic and personal traits would be desired to you when selecting your project team? Again, it asks you about characteristics when you're selecting your project team. So this one, again, is still evolve around the triangular. Technical, so sure you need technical guy. So technical abilities, teamwork, flexible, honesty, reliability. Basically the 8 point that you copy from question 1. Yeah, this one can be 1 point. This one is teamwork actually. This one is willing to work with the team means teamwork. This willing to accept changes. This one is flexibilities. Is more on the is elaborate from these 2 flexibilities. Basically, it's all the moral, your moral keyword . Okay. Number 4, what problem obstacles may encounter by the PM when attempting to staff his team, review a list of problem or issue that may experience when staffing a project, provide recommendation, consider project. This is a got table, right? So consider projects you are recently assigned to manage, what issue you encounter, what are the root cause, how do you respond to this issue. So in the table, there are lots of problems. So for example, critical resources may not be available when needed. So recommendation action, you look for alternative. Escalated to sponsor means you review the problems, the challenges that you face. Ask for permission for maybe for funding or further resources. Negotiate. You need to negotiate with functional managers. So this is also part of the role for the PM. Consider outsource or do contract. So these are all the things here. Functional technical support groups are not cooperating with the request for resources. So what is your recommendation if you are the project leader, you are the PM? This one, you are having trouble with the functional groups. What should you do? What should you do? Robin, who is Robin? Robin, if you are PM, how you solve this problem? Well, you functional unit got problem, you go and find sponsor. Like you are the PM, then like you are in the factory setting, you have factory setting, then you're project manager, then you have problem with the production floor managers. So you go and I don't know. We're in the correct class. Okay. Okay. So it's like you are in the factory setting, you are the PM, then you have problem communicating with the finance managers or production managers. So you go and find sponsors. Why? Why you go and find sponsor? So it's not your problem lah. So you go and find sponsor. Then what you expect from sponsor actually? How? You ask CEO come and talk to them, or they don't want to cooperate. Usually it doesn't work lah in the real scenario. You face a problem, you go and tell your boss, I have this problem. Then you ask your boss to solve your problem. The next week you're going to be fired already. The boss asks you come and solve problem. You go and ask your boss and solve your problem. Okay. So when you see this one, functional technical groups are not cooperating with the request for resources. What make them do not cooperate? What is the possible reason why they are not cooperate? Lack of lack of resource. The problem here is with the resource, but the keyword here is not cooperating. Why you think, or you think as yourself, why, in what case you will not cooperate? Good, don't have good relationship, or what? You don't understand. You don't understand the need of supplying you the resources. You don't understand, right? So when you don't understand, you are sure not supplying, or you don't want to take the risk because you don't understand, right? So they have a lot of problems. So I'll give you some of the solution. So the first one, okay, Okay, the first one, critical resources here. The first one, critical resources may not be available when needed. So the solution for the first one, suggestion. So you need to you look at your timetable, resourcing planning, identify backup sources, this one, outsourcing, escalated to sponsor, negotiate availability with the functional managers. So this one, resources one, you deal with the functional units. So if you lack of resources, you need to deal with functional managers. Number two, you see the second problems. The issue here is functional technical support groups, they are not cooperating. So what you do, you talk to the boss of the functional groups. Let's say technician don't want to listen to you. So what you do, you talk to the head of the technician or head of the managers lah. So you meet with the managers of functional groups, then relationship, you work with the relationship, then let them understand the needs, the business needs, and how the project support the business needs. So you need to make them understand that actually they are very important to share resources. If not, do not share, then maybe no bonus at the end of the year. So everyone, you and me also not good. So you need to share, resources. If not, then or this is a project that our big boss very concerned. Okay. Assigned team member, the third problem, assigned team member are not motivated, a poor performer. So how do you handle poor performance? The real problem here is not motivated. Okay. Provide incentive. Okay. What else? Why do you think you're not motivated to do something? Besides monies, what else? Career growth, yeah. But career growth only happen for project managers, because your position able you to become higher senior role. But the functional unit, they cannot be promoted one. You have to remember that one. Operators still stay as an operator, but they cannot promote as a managers. But why the operator or the technician, they are not motivated? Maybe culture, company culture, or maybe something happened to their families, or something happened to them that they understand, or something happened to them that they divert their attention. Okay, so number three, the suggestion will be you meet with the individuals. You need to go and understand what happened to them. Okay. Then you said sometimes if the staff is not motivated, means they don't understand what is their KPI. They don't know what they should do. So you go and set objective and expectation. Tell them what is your expectation or what is expectation of the projects. Right? Then you try to align their work with their skill. If you don't have that skill, then you're not motivated. So for example, you're so good in welding, you ask you to go and operate machine, you will be motivated on. If you are very good welder, ask you to go and operate machine, you are not interested. Or you are a certified, let's say you are the certified CAD drawing or CAD designer, ask you to go and operate machine, you will not be motivated. Okay, so align the assignment with the skill. Focus importance of team members' contribution for success. Maybe you need to motivate them a little bit, maybe give incentive, or maybe those below you, they just need a recognition. They just need a recognition. So if you give face to people, in Chinese saying you give face to people, people will give you face. So it means you honor people, you respect people. Sometimes you can just talk to them, but or in the lunchtime, maybe you just mention something that the person did for the team. then maybe offer this person a drink, or in industry, maybe if the person smoking, then you offer a cigarette. Although cigarette is not good lah, but if this is what he need, then you just offer a cigarette. Although you don't smoke, but you just offer something that he need. Or that if that time is it's just maybe the members or the technician just have a newborn baby. Because newborn baby wake up every 2 hours, very tired. So maybe you can offer some help, or you can sponsor some milk, some diapers, or just buy 1 packet diapers. Just say, oh, this is your just some gift for you, for your new babies, something like that, just to feel appreciated lah. Okay. Multiple project result in resource contention means there's a stress on the workload already. So how do you do multiple results in resources retention? This one, what you can do? What can do? Okay, discussion, meeting. So this one, resources retention. When you mention resources, who do you meet? Functional managers. So you need to mention functional managers, discuss with them, and do plannings. You need to tell them the plannings and so on. So you give priorities to resources. So this one, multiple, when you see multiple projects and resources, the keyword is priority. You tie the multiple project resources with priority. Okay. So functional managers, now you have a headache with the functional managers are willing to release high quality resources to you. So again, if you deal with people, they don't want to cooperate, means they don't understand what you want or the importance of the message. Okay. So you need to explain. When people not willing to cooperate, they don't understand. So you don't understand, you need to explain and negotiate the time frame to minimize the length time the resources are needed, because all these functional managers, they need to catch up with the production time frame. They also have pressure also. So you need to understand what is the window that you can use, or what is the maximum time that you use. You have learned how to calculate the network in the last class. You already know what is the maximum time, what is the probability of success or fail of the projects. So you are the project manager, you know how to do mathematics. So you already can calculate what is the minimum time needed for the project already. So you, based on your calculation, you go and talk to project managers, go and see what is their windows, right? Windows of the free times, or how you arrange the resource. Okay, you negotiate and then you explain to them. Or so if this one is functional managers, you use the word explain. If you see the wording change, functional managers to a lower level technician, functional groups, you change the word explain to educate. Means you give trainings. You don't give training to managers one. You explain better words lah. Although you're still doing education, but you use a better words for different level. If you lack of resources with subject matter expert, expertise, this one, you lack of resources with subject matter expert, you do subcontract, like the first one, the example, first one. You do subcontract, you provide alternative, and also sometimes you don't have expert, right? You train expert. You train a new expert, provide training, or you do new hiring. So this one is a HR matter, human resource matter. When you lack of human resource, you can do trainings, you can subcontract, you can hire new one. So these are the alternative. alternative. Okay. So if this kind of question come out in your test or test 2 or final exam, please elaborate a little bit. Don't give me dot, then subcontract, dot, this one. Elaborate a little bit. Become like one sentence. Okay. Okay, resources reluctant to accept project assignment due to temporary nature of projects, start and end date. So resources here may be the expert or your subcontractor or services provider that they reluctant. Reluctant means they are half committed. You ask them to do, they say okay, but very slow progress. So due to temporary nature of projects, the start and end dates. So what you do, the problem here is because of the date or the duration of the projects. So what you do, you give reward. You give reward to it, and you give trainings. You give trainings, and you negotiate with the functional managers. Every time you see resources, you mention something about functional managers. What can you do with the functional managers? Because functional manager, they are the one who control the resources in a traditional setting. So you know that you have 3 types of organization chart: traditional or product-based, project-based, the second one, and then the matrix or hybrid. You have 3 types. And then in the metric, you have strong metrics, balanced metrics, and you have weak metrics. Okay. So performance appraisal remain responsibility of functional managers. This one usually it's not a problem for traditional organization chart. But what if the organization chart is project-based or project-based organization chart? So you need to negotiate with the functional managers on the appraisal things. Okay, so you've solved the conflict by negotiate. You see the word we keep repeating: negotiate, negotiate, discuss, explain, all these things. You use all these words. Okay. So this one, number 2, performance appraisal. This one remain responsible of functional manager. This one is not an issue for traditional organization chart, but it will be an issue when you have a strong matrix or you are moving towards a project-based organization chart. Okay. Resources are assigned to multiple. You see the word multiple again. So multiple means you link with a priority already. You see multiple, you need to write priority. Means you is linked up to the priority. So resources are assigned to multiple, and you cannot get them to commit sufficient time for your project. So this one, here, multiple projects, you don't have enough time. So basically, it's a communication issue. Your people don't understand the importance of that. So you negotiate for assistant. This one, negotiate, and then put in priority. Link multiple project with priority. Then, okay, here you see the word resources here. You see that when you have problem with resource word, you tie with the functional managers. What you can do with the functional managers. Okay. Basically, project management is very easy to answer the question. You see something, you counter with another keyword. Resources prefer to perform some of the work according to their own way of doing rather than according to the plan. So this one is a human resource problem. They don't want to cooperate or they have their own ways. This one may be because of the culture. So they're doing their way maybe because they are the expert. They are the subject experts. They are, let's say they are the welders, they are certified welders. They know what to do, what is a good welding. But because maybe of your plan, project plan, your customer needs something that is not according to the normal practice. For example, in the construction projects, your client love Chinese culture buildings. You know, culture, lots of curve, or lots of patong, lots of things on the roof and all these things. But in the traditional architecture trainings, they're not trained to do these traditional structures. So what you can do? So you need to, the worst scenario you force them to do, like you force them. If not, then you need to negotiate lah. It depends on your leadership styles, and also the workers culture also. Workers from different country, they have their own way of working culture, and you have a different ways of communicating with them. All right. For example, in India, if you work in India, you can fire any staff you want at the same day. You can ask them to leave at the same day if they do something stupid. But you cannot do it in Malaysia. You cannot do it in US. You need to give reason. You need to give warning letter and so on in US and also in Malaysia, even in Singapore also. Okay, different country, they have their own way of managing staff, all these things. In China, they use different KPIs to control staff. Okay. Certain prima donna resources prefer to work by themselves rather than in the work. Prima donna, this one will be like superhero, Lone Ranger. They are so good in their area, they like to do their works alone. So what do you do with this kind of person? Prima donna means those Lone Ranger, but they are really good in their area. What do you do with this kind of resources? Hong, what do you do with this kind of person? You have a staff like to do work by themselves one, rather in the group. Is that an issue? Actually, it's not a serious issue. If the person can do the work, they like to be alone, but they deliver result. It's a minor issue on communication actually. When you manage project as a PM, important is that the sharing of information. This one, they like to work in the alone rather than in a group. The hidden issue here is information sharing. The information sharing, because those Lone Ranger, they don't like to share information. Okay, so this one, you can leave them alone, let them do the task. But important here is sharing of information, the updates of that one, of that update of their progress. Okay. Resources want their functional manager to bless their work before submitting it to other project managers. The word bless means they want to get acknowledgement from their reporting officer. This one is not an issue in traditional organization chart, but it will become an issue when you are in the strong metrics or project-based organization chart. Okay, so this one, you cannot do anything lah. You just accept. This is a culture. It's not an issue actually. It's not an issue. It's just that the way how you manage it. So there is no right or wrong answer actually. We just want you to think and give you a solution how you solve it. Okay, so when you have this kind of problems, in your recommendation action answer, what we expect is you write what is actually wrong with the problems, what actually is the issue that you need to solve, identify the issue, mention the issue, then solution. Mention problem, then give solution. Okay, solution maybe give 2 solution or 1 solution is enough. Okay, number 5, in which organization structure will be the project team member encounter situation as two boss syndrome? Functional, matrix, projectiles. What do you think? Imran, what do you think? Imran, what do you think? Which one? Very obvious this question. Which situation you have two boss? Function, matrix, or prioritize? You don't know this one, you need to study hard for your test one. What do you think? What do you think? Matrix. Why? Matrix, you are parallel with the functional managers. You're sharing same responsibilities and authority with the functional managers. Okay. Describe major responsibility of the project managers. They are 9 column here. So this one you read from the P book, PM book. They are all these. Okay, so these are only part of the responsibilities. So these are a few points. Keyword is integrate. Your PM is integrate and coordinate. So integrate project work across functional lines. Ensure project plan. You preparation of budget. You direct the preparation of project. You are not the one who doing the budget. You are leading. Means you ask the functional unit to ask you you ask the functional unit, for example, finance or production or R&D. They give you a budget, then you compile. Okay. Now dialect here is lead. You lead. You are PM. You are the leaders. So you lead, or you use the word direct. Okay. You look at budget. You look at schedule. You look at monitoring and control procedures. You create organization chart, this one, project organization chart. Explain duties, responsibilities, expectation. You select your team also. You select your team, then you communicate. Estimate resources, requirement. You lead project work, develop high performance teams. So this one, you can elaborate from the phrases of managing projects. There are 5 phrases. Initialization, planning, monitoring, execution, monitoring, close. There are 5 phrases. So you elaborate on these 5. What do you do as a PM inside there? Okay, you integrate, you establish plan, budget, schedule. Monitoring is control procedures. You communicate with team and sponsor, because you are in the middle of your sponsor and your functional groups. All right, this one. So if this kind of question come out, you don't need to give 9, maybe 5 or 6 responsibilities. Elaborate. Elaborate. Okay, 7. 7 is a table or what? No. So this one, the project manager level training, to create effective. What information should the manager communicate with the project team? Consider expectation manager should establish the team at the start of the project. So this one, it asks you to fill in what information should the project manager communicate with the teams. So what do you think? Okay, so these are the things. Okay, so this one you just elaborate on this one, or the parameter that you, or expectation, objective, time, cost, budget, uh, client expectation, class information, the criteria for project success, basically. Cost, time, and performance, or customer requirement. Okay, milestone, dates, all these things. You elaborate. Okay, so all this information are available in the PM book in Canvas. And go and read. Okay, number 8, a team will perform effectively if project manager provide positive atmosphere, or this is called culture. List the action of the PM may take to ensure create a positive environment that will contribute to the development of high performance teams. So this one, how you create the atmosphere, these are the suggestions. So just highlight the keyword. You need to clearly define the role and responsibilities, means you clear cut what you should do, right? Second, empower, means you trust them, right? Okay, let's say you draw this building drawing, you entrust, you trust them, but you still need to check their work. You trust them, okay, let them sufficient time to do. Reward, you do coaching, this one, and then you do the negative thing. You think of what you should not do. For example, avoid what? Avoid micromanage or avoid aggressive control. The word aggressive here, avoid control, because the expert or subject expert, they don't like to be controlled actually. So you don't go and control them. You can make suggestion. Okay. Avoid overlapping with the functional manager. You don't overstep people boundaries. Okay. Establish supportive environment. This one you can elaborate a little bit. Avoid personal recognition and assume credit the work done by the work. This one, assure they receive credit. This one is the same the credit reward. This one, invite participatory decision making when possible. Try to control this, the last line here. If you want to make decision, you can invite a small group for discussion, but not the whole team. When you have a whole team, normally people won't speak up. It's most effective is maybe 1 or 2% you speak face to face, then they will share. Then when you ask for decision, ask for opinion, try not to ask boss and the employees to sit in the same office and discuss. If you ask a boss and the employees sit in the same room with you, normally the boss will be speaking, the staff will be quiet because of the seniority and priority in the job. Even though the staff not agree, but his boss is there. So sometimes you will not get the honest ideas. Right. Number 9, this one, criteria sometimes assign. Explain why criteria may be used or why it may be actually result the wrong project manager. Explanation. These are the criteria: maturity or the age, hard-nosed tactics or they are like controlling, availabilities, technical expertise, customer orientation, new exposures, company exposures, and so on. So these are the criteria that suggest to consider. And what is your feedback? Is the age of problems? Is forcing controlling is a problems? Is a technical expertise is a problems to become a project manager? I just explain. So maturity age, you just explain that age is not a indication of strong experience, and age is often confused with work maturity, ability, and experience. Okay, decisions should be made based on assessment of performance and competency. Okay, so senior staff, old staff might not be they might not be as competent as you want, as you need. So you need to make assessment. So the rest you read lah. So this kind of for controlling one, they can achieve result, but because they are forcing and controlling, they are hard-nosed tactic, they might not build a strong team. Okay, so they need to give trainings if they are bad in communicating or interpersonal skill. So if they have this forcing, controlling tendency, then you might hold back a little bit and see if any other candidates. Okay. Availability is good. Available person might not have the appropriate skill set or experience. So this one, if they available, waiting for assignment. So those in the companies or in the industry, those that always available one, you also need to be careful. Why? Because they are so free. Why they are so free? No people want to select them. Why no people want to select them? Because they don't have the skill, they don't have the experience. Okay, so if you have staff that always available, always free one, maybe something wrong with this staff. Why he's free? Because people don't trust him for the work, maybe, or maybe he don't have the expertise for that subject, so he's so free. So it can be this kind of person. Maybe don't have actual experience, and you need to give him trainings, or you need to check why he's so free. Something must be wrong. Technical expertise, proficiency. This one you can read. So this one, technical expertise is highly recommended because in the talent triangular, technical knowledge is important. Okay. The one drawback for technical expertise, they might be so focused in that particular area until they forget the overall of the project. For example, if that person are so good in the welding, the project welding area will be very good, but it might be so focused in that welding things than the project lead time or the project total budget and so on. Customer orientation. This one, customer orientation, the customer like them, but maybe they don't have the management skill for the projects. This is just a elaboration. You don't need to write all these things, but you just elaborate what could be go wrong with this kind of person. They are so good in dealing with customers, but maybe we are weak in they are not good in technical. For example, the salesperson for automotive for cars, they may be very good in communicating with you, very good in selling, marketing. But if you ask them something about how to service the things, they might not able to tell you. If you ask them technical issue, they maybe cannot tell you. They can tell you what they know from the brochure, from their technical trainings, but they don't know how to fix that, for example. Okay. So if they are new exposer, become familiar with the project environment, this one, you need to give them trainings. Give them trainings. company exposure, this one is a short term project. This person, the person has experience in many areas and business unit within the organization. So this one is the project manager may not be fully committed to the projects if they have too many skills. Sometimes also not very good. They might not be pay attention to details. Because maybe some area they just touch something, but they do not go depth into that particular subject. Okay, what is the definition of stakeholders? Stakeholders is what? We keep saying this question for the last 3 chapter. Stakeholder is what? Somebody who are involved in the projects that can affect the results of the projects. Okay, so they are involved and they can impact or affect the result of the projects. Keyword is involved and impact or influence positively, negatively the results. These are the words that we are looking for if we ask you to write stakeholders definition. So who can be the stakeholders? They are listed inside for the previous example. Okay. This one, many project manager experience solution. So they have all these solution. What action should be taken, project manager, to solve this issue? So this is an open-ended question. So you need to go and think how you solve it. So this one you go and read. This one you go and read the PM book inside there. Okay. Okay, number 12. Why is important for the for the 11 for the 11, this one is actually you refer to the question 1 answer. Right? Question 1 or question 3, the characteristic of this one. Right? Why is important for the manager to prepare, distribute project organization chart? Why do you think organization chart is important? This question asks you the role, the purpose of the organization chart. What is organization chart? What do you think? Edison, yeah. Why do you think you need an organization chart? Why do you think? Give one reason. Why? Why you need an organization chart? You haven't touched the keyword yet. What does the organization chart link to? Halfway for what? Okay. What else? Let's say this is CEO. This is PM. This is functional managers. Why you need to show this chart? This is staff. Why you need to show this one? What does the position means? They are what? They are what? I'm looking for the keyword. They are what? authority, and what? Responsibilities. Role also, role and responsibilities. So it tell you relationship. Just now you try to explain this one by using pathway. Pathway is not a good word. Relationship, various relationship within the team, role as responsibilities, and how you communicate in the organization. Okay, relationship, role and responsibilities, and how you communicate. Okay, so this question or this answer can apply anything that related to organization chart. If the question asks you why why metrics is why organization is important, why metrics, why not product based or something else related to organization chart, you use this reason. Okay. What is project manager primary function? Primary function, this one you look for the question number 2, I think 2 or 1 just now. Right, there's 9 or 8 responsibilities. Primary function here, the word here, keyword integrate, integration or integrate. So if the question asks you about PM responsibilities, first line, write integration, integrate with what? Then you describe. Okay. This one, review type of person. This one, in your table there, there's lost. So means this review each type of the person that may be part of the project team and match characteristic types. So here, matching characteristic type. This one by letter. What letter? Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. So you match the column number 1 with the characteristics often used. You match this one to A, B, C, D, E, L, and then you answer whether you desire this kind of person or not in your team. So the first one, aggressor, I give you example. Aggressor, they like to criticize everyone. Do you like this kind of person in your team? Yes or no? No, Dominator, which one? Dominator. D take out already. What's your answer? You choose any from the character column. Dominator is which one? Here's the characteristics. A. K. Okay. Do you like nominator in your team? The answer is no. Initiator. Initiator. Which one? Initiator. And your idea and mine are very similar. How can we agree on it? It can be others. It can be other. You need to look for others. So I give you all the answer. Then you go home and try to see. Okay, so I give you all the answer. You just copy lah. Okay, so D, K, E, A, M, G, J, I, C, L, F, H, N, and B. Then what we desire for the member is initiator, Y, information seeker, clarifier, information giver, harmonizer, consensus seeker. This question, we can modify to ask you what is the character of the team member that we desire. Write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So got 7 Y here. Maybe give 4 or 5. Okay. Or the question can be flipped. What are the characteristics that you are not desire or give less priority when you're selecting a team member? So there are example here, give 5 and then explain the character. Yeah, try to like think how we ask you question. And the information is there, so you try to understand and then how you predict how we ask you question. Okay. 15 decision criteria for team members. Decision criteria usually used for in the HR. So this one you elaborate on cost, availability, experience, knowledge, skill. This one, the talent. This one, the talent triangular. If you write technical knowledge, sure will be right. You write about leadership, character, experience, managing human management skill, business sense. You have a business skill that link with the planning, project cost. You have a good attitudes. Okay. International factor. This one is exposure, work exposure. If this person worked different in a different country before, he might have a higher chance of managing an international team. 16, I'll just give you an answer lah. Major difficulties associated with established managing a virtual team. This question is popular during COVID time, but it will no longer relevant nowadays. We already post-COVID already. Okay, but still, a lot of companies still allow work from home culture. Maybe your time when you graduate, you also allowed to work from home. These are the difficulties when you work from home. Or you just open your computer, then you talk. Okay. So you have a problem or geographical areas or geographical factor. Your team might be spread across US and Asia. Then you have a time issue, right? You need to calibrate the meeting times, or maybe you need to split into 2 meetings, one with the US team, one with the Asia, and then how you group them together. Maybe you need to host a conference, invite them over here, and do the things. So you need time when you have a time arrangement, when you have a geographical issues, cultural difference, time zone. This one linked with the geographical. Communication technologies also. Some country they don't have 5Gs. Maybe they only have 4Gs minimum. Then when you talk, you cannot open your video. Once you open video, everything hang. Or you cannot present presentation. When you present presentation or when you play video over the virtual meetings, everything hang. Okay. Product manager, this one factor difficulties. This is also factor. So factor that drive pre-assignment, resources, and expertise that you need, availability of a individual, personal preference of a project sponsor. So this one, when you assign a team, that have been predetermined with project manager involvement. Typical factor that drive pre-assignment decision means before you join the team, the company already selected team for you already. Then this question asks you what actually contribute to the pre-selection of team. So it might be your sponsor personal preference. They like that person to be in charge of that one. So you just agree lah. You cannot go against your sponsor. So maybe the personnel is available at that time, and the resources, specific resources or talent needed in that particular projects. Difficulties. Difficulties here, you might have an issue on the control, monitoring and control. The responsibility already determined without your input. Your sponsor already tell that person you only need to do this one. Then when you ask for extra things, the person will come back and tell you, hey, this is not what I agree. Okay, work ethic, management style of PM. Difficulties might be also because of the negative relationship of the previous assignment. Okay, so this you elaborate lah. This question actually ready you for as a leader before you go out as a work and lead a project. These are the issue that you might face. But you graduate with a degree, you expect to lead a small team already as engineers, right? You will take after fresh graduates, or maybe you take after some interns, right? So this one is important, especially this Dr. Harrod, 10 major skill requirement for PM, for project, for PM. It's important. This one, go and read in the PM book. There are list of criteria by Dr. Harrod. There are 10. Go and read. Elaborate. This one, elaboration is available in the PM book. Go and read. Okay. Leadership, teamwork, conflict resolution, technical expertise, planning, organization skill, business skill, entrepreneurship, ability to gain management support, resources, allocation skill. So these are the 10 skills that recommended by Dr. Harrod. Elaboration is inside the PN book. So go and read. Okay. Match each type of conflict management tactic with appropriate definition. So withdrawing, avoiding, smoothing, compromising, forcing, corroborating, confronting, problem solving. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F. So withdrawing and avoiding will be retreating from potential conflicts. So you just elaborate on this one. So I give you the answer. We're going to read. So E, B, D, A, F, C. E, B, D, A, F, C. The rest you go and read. Okay. 20, in order to fulfill responsibilities, what are the typical interface that encountered during project planning and execution? So these are the interface. This is not inside my slides, but it's inside the PM books. Product, organization, external, technical, customers, management interface. So this one, there's a elaboration, detailed elaboration in the PM book. What are the major factors that must be considered when planning for project resources? Okay. Question 20, I won't ask you. 21 is important. You need to consider what? Time, resources, you elaborate a bit on the resources, manpower, money, facilities, equipment, material, information, or technologies. Yeah. The last one, occasionally project manager must deal with incompetence or difficult team member. What step may be taken effectively to manage this situation? It asks you to give step, means step 1 do what, step 2 do what, step 3 do what. So these are the steps. Incompetent or difficult team. Incompetence means you don't have the skill set. When you don't have skill set, you educate, you give trainings. So if you have difficult team means he may be the expert. He's very good in his subject, but he have a person issue or human issue. So what you do, you explain, you use the word explain, you clarify, make them understand. Okay. So you give appraisal, you recognize their importance, their contribution, you clearly define, let them understand what actually the issue here. Then identify a weakness, corrective action. You need to give solution to that problems. Reassignment of the employee to less critical activities. So if you really cannot solve it, then a better word in HR is called reassignment. You don't actually, you kick this person out, but you don't write kick out this person in the answer. You use a better word, reassignment. Okay, don't use kick out in your final exam answer. Use reassignment of employee to less important or less critical activities, or the last resources, you remove them. Okay, but in the in the real scenario, you very hard to remove someone. You can only reassign because you want to work in that industry for long years, unless you want to leave the industry. If you remove employees, you at some you will sure hurt that person one. If you remove that one, whether you use a very soft method also, the person will feel hurt, and then it will generate some negative things. So try to avoid this one. Try to avoid removal unless the employee is really, really bad and do something that is against the law, and you decided not to use this person forever. Got discipline issue, got law issue, break laws, not honest, take bribes, all these things. You catch them, then you remove them from the companies. Send them, make a police report, and then let them settle with the court. Okay. This one is on the PMO. PMO, this one, go and read. In the Canvas PM book, these are only some ideas about PMO. So go and read. Okay, go and read. PMO generally what? Office do what? You look at procedure, policies, and decided the tools and resources they need. They do more on the standard. Means here, PMO here is more on the monitoring and control. So monitoring and control, you deal with procedures and policies, and you deal with standards. Okay, so go and read. Detail one is in the PMO book. Okay.